Hey everyone, welcome. It's a serious fucking morning because there's serious fucking shit going on in the US. So it's Stick of this show with Nick Paro and my good friend and guest Frederick Pogue as we talk about, I don't know, SCOTUS deciding that ethnic and racial profiling is cool again and okay, and that bigotry and racism are just legal once again, you just get to be fucking racist openly for anyone and everyone to see, and you can scoop people up off the streets as ICE as a federal agent, and they're about to invade Chicago.
Well, no. To be fair for SCOTUS, man, they just said that you know you can keep doing what you're doing until they rule on it. That was their ruling. You know,
Sure.
yeah. Even though the lower court said, no, this is you can't do this. This is racial profiling. This is
It's
illegal.
highly illegal.
Yeah, it's in. But the SCOTUS is like, well, we don't know if it's illegal until we determine it during the
Yeah, we
court case in
fucking
nine
do.
months. Yeah. So it's like, no, usually what you're supposed to do, SCOTUS, before you became corrupt and just fascistic, is you uphold the lower court's ruling until you rule on it.
And yeah, you don't overturn precedent just
No.
because you want to. The shadow docket isn't a docket, and you don't just get to overturn shit. Even if this was a ruling, like they've done so much shadow docket shit recently just to overturn shit, but fuck them. Fuck you. Six members of SCOTUS can go straight to fucking hell because you're
We really
bigots
are gonna
and
need a
racist.
Nuremberg. Yeah, we really are gonna need like a Nuremberg.
Accountability. Yeah.
Like,
Truth and reconciliation of some sort has to happen because otherwise there's nothing that is going to change. Like,
right.
nothing will change if we don't change it ourselves. And
Yeah.
that includes weak leadership getting out of the fucking way. Like
Yeah.
Jeffries and Schumer need to go. Y'all were good, corrupt peacetime politicians, but you're just now corrupt politicians. Like get the fuck out of our way. Like
I
Nancy
mean,
Pelosi, you were good years ago, but you've been corrupted too. Bye, Felicia. Get out. Leave,
well, I
please.
mean,
We need a change.
the thing is here. The problem with all this is right is it's getting to the point that business as usual has gotten us to this point, right? And I think
Yeah.
it's both sides. So it's not this a sense of they're in the Epstein files. Like there's different degrees of corruption, right?
Yes.
There's like the Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and Steve Bannon, that level of corruption, Roger Stone, Roger Ailes, all that. And then there's the kind of corporatist Democrats that are backing Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
Because again, you're starting to see it's not about winning elections because if it was, you would be full-throatedly endorsing Mamdani. Like
And you
like
wouldn't be backing the same candidate as Donald fucking Trump.
no, it's I mean it's even beyond it's funny because Cuomo's projecting that now into Mamdani. It's like, oh, he'll be the which I don't really understand. And I mean, even Rick Wilson's talking about where he says all Mamdani wants to do is open six, city-run grocery stores just in New York.
Six. That's it.
6. That's it. I mean, that's it. And to have free busing, which honestly, by the time it passes, it'll be probably watered down into some card if you're below a certain threshold of income that it will,
Yeah.
because that's what we love to do is we love to make it more complicated, so because you got to make sure the poors aren't getting something extra, even though for rich
Yeah.
folks, it's here you go.
Yeah.
When the
We
simple
don't even
thing would have been
complicate it for rich folks. We just fucking give it to them. We
when it
just
would
give
literally
it.
just be so much easier and so much more cost effective to say the subway's free. Here's how much it's going to cost per year. This is how we're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Instead of giving our tax money to Elon fucking Musk or Peter fucking Thiel or any of these pieces of shit, or, oh, who is the Scott Bessett's children who are creating basically a mutual fund out of our, um, uh, tariffs. They're getting all
Yeah.
this tariff money. They're using it. They're buying it up as a mutual fund, and then they're going to give maybe half of it back because they have to. And like it'll trickle out just so MAGA is happy that they get some money back, and it'll make it like a Trump bucks or whatever fucking thing, Trump coins that he gives. He profits off everything that's going to come out of him. So I mean, he's a grifting piece of shit, mobster, just trash human being who draws children, pubescent children, images of pubescent children to a fucking pedo as a
Yeah.
birthday card. He drew an image of a pubescent girl, like a teenage girl. That's what that image was. That was not an adult. That was a pubescent child that he drew an image of, and then signed it and gave it to a fucking pedophile. Les Wexner did very similar, but just the top part. I saw that part of the Epstein book too. Like, fuck. Our system is run by corrupt, garbage ass human beings who have no reason to literally exist or be in our society. Like they should have been shamed and put on an island for the most dangerous game ever played, where they got to hunt each other. Do whatever
Well,
the
I
fuck
mean,
you want on
it's
your little island. Go to Pervert Island and just fuck each other and fucking die.
well, it's we've kind of we've lost. I mean, the thing is, it's like you go back to New York, right?
Mhm.
Let's say you have free public transportation. Does that mean people who drive cars and the rich folks that fly the helicopters are going to suddenly um just ride the subway? Hell no.
No,
Of
they
course
don't
they're
want to
not.
go with us. We're the
No.
plebes. We're
You
peons
know,
to them.
it's and so it's gotten to a place in this country where it's not about just being, hey, you're rich, i.e., you have more than us. It's not only do they have to have more than us, they have to push us down as far as we can go.
Yeah,
And
they
that's
have
the
to.
big problem. Like we can't just have like, hey, you're a working class person. You can have an apartment in New York City. You have access to, nutritious food that you can cook. You're not going to be rich. You're not going to be like, fabulously wealthy, but you can have a decent quality of life, right? You have access to healthcare. Your kids are going to have access to good public education and teachers and all. And that's what we used to strive for. And now it's like, oh, you don't get anything, pleb. You
Yeah,
don't get anything, peasant.
yeah,
Your lot in life is to toil and suffer while we just rake it all in. And I'm telling you now, like there comes a point. I was talking with a buddy of mine last night, is like when your life, it has no chance of getting better by how much work you put in. People are just going to stop working and they're going to start rising up. And that's what
they
we're starting to
should.
see, you
They
know?
should be. People should
Yeah.
be. Like, stop feeding the fucking system that is literally killing us. Like,
Right.
I get it. That's also a privilege statement too. Like, you have to, I'm saying this from privilege is I have the privilege of being a disabled veteran where I get to sustain a little bit without feeding into the economic beast.
But just think about what you just said.
Yeah,
What
I
you
know.
just said.
Yes,
You
I know.
said
I
you're in a
know.
privileged position being a
Because I'm a
disabled veteran.
disabled fucking veteran.
That
Because
it
the
used to be
disabled
like
as
people
fuck.
it used to be people pitied us disabled veterans because, you know, we couldn't go out and get a job the way
Yeah,
the other folks with PTSD or physical limitations or everything else, like you were better off being a working person than being on disability. And
yeah,
now it's not like, yeah, the VA disability's gone up somewhat, but
yeah,
it's not like
somewhat.
it's not like you're super rich. It's just you're better off doing this than, and the only reason it has is because of change CPI. It's tied to the economy. So as inflation's gone up,
And
our
it
stuff
ain't
has
going
gone up.
up this year.
Yeah, of course it's not because it's
It
not.
ain't going up. It ain't going up. It might. They might fake it and try to make it, but I doubt it. They haven't done
But
anything good
that's
for anybody. They haven't even put out, the thing is, they're not even putting out breadcrumbs anymore. Like you
no
said,
fuck.
the rich have stopped. these ultra MAGA, ultra wealthy, ultra bullshit. Not even MAGA. MAGA is just people that are who have been convinced by rich people that they need to hate other people. They don't. They know deep down. I bet a lot of these folks, because I've seen it happen, is they really don't hate these other people. They just finally go, "Oh shit, I was in a spell this whole fucking time, and now I need to start making some amends," and they start doing it. But we're not at that point yet for most people, and these people are stomping on your neck out right now.
Oh,
Like,
I
I'm
I don't.
literally a privileged individual because I'm disabled. Like,
Mhm.
that
That's
as a
crazy,
veteran, like
man.
that's fucking horrible that I have
That's
to be like, I can survive right now to start a podcast and a show and a media
that's crazy.
segment so that I can get news out to each other, to people, and information out and help and just tell my story. Like, that's fucking crazy. And now, SCOTUS, what actually pissed me off and got us here and started all of this, just a little bit back to what we were talking about, is SCOTUS just made fucking racial profile and ethnic profiling legal in a country that just authorized DHS to stomp Chicago and is using Palantir and Flock Security and other tools like that to create a techno fascist state with AI generated predictive profiling, because Palantir doesn't market itself as a military industrial company anymore. They market themselves as an AI company. And that should scare the living shit out of everybody, because it's here in the US and it's taking over. And now they're getting access to cell phones and cell networks. And if you don't think Big Brother is here, or your media, or your web browsing is all going to subtly start changing, I would start opting out of cookies for everything, because and just give yourself a vanilla ass web experience, because otherwise you're going to get started you're going to start getting fed racist trash from bigots, because now racial profiling is legal. So the federal government, at least on a federal side, is legal from the at least temporarily, because they can just go and profile people. So the US Constitution doesn't mean shit for now, and it's not going to mean shit when it gets up to the Supreme Court, because they're just going to say, yeah, no, we're going to support this agenda anyways, because that's what they do, because they're fascist enabling pricks who have no reason to be on that court. And an accountability agenda includes impeaching and convicting all of those six members, and then prosecuting and convicting all of those six members for crimes against the Constitution.
See, I take a little bit of a different tack on it. I don't think like Big Brother is going to come about because these people are just too fucking incompetent. Like I think it's going to
It's
collapse. And so let me explain. Like I think there's a danger in what you're saying, and
isolated Big Brother.
yeah, yeah. I think like I what I think is going to happen is, and what I was talking about with a buddy of mine last night is, I think we're headed towards an unofficial balkanization. We're headed towards a soft secession in a sense, right? Because what
Yeah.
Trump has opened the door for and weakening the Constitution has done is you're going to neuter the federal government. And
Yeah.
so
And that's the point.
what's going to happen though is, like, you're starting to see it now. What you're seeing is that the Northeast, like New England and like the West Coast, they're forming their own health and human services like protocols where they
Yeah.
share information, they share vaccines. You know, it's not going to. I mean, Pritzker's already even talking about a soft secession, right?
Yeah. They've opened said it too.
Yeah, so now they're discussing it because the thing, what most people like these in your state, these Arkansas farmers are they're like, they know, right? Which is crazy because like Purdue just did a study, right? They just did a survey. 70%, like, so Arkansas votes 64% for, like, in favor of Trump. 64, he got 64% of the vote in Arkansas. 70% of farmers, nationwide, including in Arkansas, voted for MAGA. The same 70% know the tariffs are killing their business. They understand this, right? They're
Mhm.
not stupid.
Yeah,
So, but they say, well, in the long run, it's going to work out better for us. And it's like, brother, you're not going to
it ain't.
fucking make it.
Yeah, you ain't gonna make
They
it in
don't
the
want
long
you
fucking
to,
run.
they don't want you to make it.
No.
JD Vance is heavily invested in a company called Acre Trader, which is designed to buy up small farms. They are actively betting money that you will
Yeah,
fail and they will buy
yeah.
up your farms. And I don't want us to go to agribusiness and consolidation because that means worse products, especially when that comes to food. What that means is more Ebola breakouts, more contaminated food, like less variety,
I mean,
less
we have no
competition.
health and human services anymore, so all the FDA and food checks are going away. All of those people were fired and not getting
Yep.
hired back. There's no quality control, like Rachel just said.
Yep.
And it's getting worse and they're lessening standards. So if you don't think companies are then going to lessen their own standards for things like salmonella, we're going to have salmonella outbreaks fucking everywhere. They're taught, and the thing is, they think there cannot be a pandemic if you don't report it. There can definitely be a fucking pandemic, and people will find out because people will everywhere talk about it, and we're all going to collectively put it together. And that's the power of what we're doing here is like we have the power to collectively put individual local stories together and talk about what the fuck is going on because right now, they are dismantling the federal government step by step, and this is
Mhm.
just another piece of that puzzle. And they have always said that they are traditionalists or constitutionalists, and I think they lied when they said the second part. They weren't when they said the first part, but I think they were traditionalists in the fact that they wanted to go back to the Articles of Confederation, where nothing could ever fucking get done because you needed 100% approval on everything. That way they can just dismantle it and be like, oh, look, we just took away the need for 100% approval. We just gave it to Donald Trump. See, it was so much easier that way. I know that's not what they're going to do, but it's like, that is like,
Not think of
the thing, they want the pieces of it. They want state sovereignty back because it gives them the power to then create, like you said, little balkanization or tech
well, I
fascist
so
fiefdoms or
well,
whatever the fuck they want to replace it with.
here's the problem with that, right? Is reality. And this is the reality. What happens if California, Oregon, and Washington state say, you know what? Screw this. Let's form our own nation. Because California is already the fourth largest economy in the world. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
add in Washington and Oregon into that mix, which is the whole West Coast. It's
They're
like
now the number one economy, basically.
basically, and so and it's like, okay, like we just say we're gonna secede and or like have a soft secession, or you say you have Illinois, Michigan, and some others that form a pact in the Northeast, and they're like, okay, cool, we're gonna trade with Canada. And so what's left are the red states, which basically can't function on their own without federal dollars, not even Texas. And so you're essentially looking at this wasteland of just like if this happens where you have a weak federal government, like idiots like Thomas Massey, we got to cut it to where it's this and this. Your state's going to starve, dude.
Yeah,
Their people are going to
nothing.
die. Like it's just
Yeah.
you are going to like this is why it's like my here's really my concern. I'm less concerned about Big Brother. What I am concerned is we don't have serious people that are going to do the hard work and fast enough to keep millions of people from getting hurt or dying.
Yeah.
And like me personally now, I'm looking at the red states and their farmers. I'm like, you know what? Fuck them.
I'm
The
looking at,
corporations are going to take you anyway. FAFO, bro. Like here you go.
yeah.
Have the
I
day
mean,
you voted for. I never used to be that way. I am now because you put us there. So guess
hey,
what? Here
if
you
it gives
go.
me, if it gives me the chance to possibly get my own USDA loan so that I can start a farm, because
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking dumbass and I didn't vote for this shit. Sucks to suck, fuckheads. Like, you voted for this in Arkansas. I live in Arkansas. Y'all fucking voted for this. There's a lot of us who didn't. There's a lot of us who tried. who didn't vote for this, and like I want to give a shout out to the almost 40% of us who didn't vote for him in this state. But like they said on the Find Out podcast, I'm going to mention them because you
Yeah.
said fuck around and find out, and I want to plug the
Yeah.
next show too. Is that these people need to hit rock bottom. Zach said it on the Find Out podcast today.
They do.
They have to hit rock bottom because that's literally going to be the only thing that is going to snap them from this spell because nothing else has. Everybody else being hurt hasn't affected them yet. So now they have to feel it before they do something. And I hate that it takes that long for people to do it, but fuck, sucks to suck, man. Like, and if it gives me the opportunity to possibly get a loan too and start my own little farm, and actually do something that could be community based and helpful and productive and just like nice for me and my family and enjoyable, like too fucking bad for you. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna use those tax dollars that you don't want to use and you keep fucking complaining about. So stop using them. So when you go under and you're a red farmer, and I get it, like I understand the pushback on it too, especially from people who say, oh, this is not us on the we're in the big city left talking
No.
about this. Like I'm from Vermont. I'm from a rural area.
I'm
I'm
from East Tennessee.
from,
I've lived most of my life in East Tennessee.
yeah,
I'm
I
about as
live,
Appalachian. I'm way more Appalachian than JD Vance.
yeah,
Like,
and
way
I'm the
more.
other end of Appalachia. Like
Yeah.
Has two ends. The Green Mountains are just older,
Yep.
slightly. Like
It's like it's that whole chain that
the
runs
East
down.
Coast is old as fuck. Like the East Coast mountain ranges are old as fuck. That's why they're so small.
Well,
Um,
and
but
here's what
anyways, like
kills me.
I'm more Appalachian than, and I don't even say it the way y'all do in the South. It's Appalachia where I was from, but I get it, Appalachia or Appalachia. Like I understand it's regional. It's fucking
Yeah.
America. Guess what? We're different. We're unique. Go fuck yourself, JD Vance. You fake
Well,
piece of
and here's
shit. Oh,
here.
oh, hold on, JD. This from Dana's show. This Dana and Lawrence's show this morning. Is Fusen made an amazing comment about someone being like the IKEA of human beings, and so JD
Yeah.
Vance is the
Yeah.
IKEA couch of human beings.
He is. He really is.
So just let that settle with you for a little while. Anyways, these people fucking suck, and
Well,
they
but
want to take our stuff away. So there's FAO. Fuck around
well,
and
but
find out, right?
here's the
Yeah.
crazy thing with farmers, and what a lot of people don't understand, even with small scale farmers, is they're not subsistence farmers. It's not like they have a bunch of different crops and it's old mom and
They're
pa. We got some,
monocrop.
yeah, we got some surplus. We're gonna head down to the farmers market and sell it. Some are like that, but not. But the ones that are in the business, like you said, they're monocrop, and so these soybean farmers that Donald Trump said, "Oh, we'll just sell internally." Well, hey there,
USAID is
dipshit.
not used to.
Yeah, well, hey there, dipshit. Americans only buy 0.6% of the soybean crops in the world. If you're not selling to China, you're fucked. Like,
Yeah.
and that's closed.
Or to
China
starving
is no
countries in Europe
longer
and Asia.
China's no
Otherwise,
longer buying from us. So they're going to Uruguay and they're going to Argentina. That's where they're
African
buying from
countries
you.
aren't buying from us anymore.
Well, that's the other thing too is what like monocrops for growing corn. Yeah, there's high fructose corn syrup and all that other stuff, but a lot of that corn was slated to go where? To Africa. By who?
Mhm.
USAID. And guess who's not buying it now? Oh well, sucks to suck, I guess.
Yeah,
You
maybe
know.
we shouldn't have tariffed fucking penguins and we could have tariffed Russia instead, like the rest of the fucking world was doing. And we would have been okay. But no, Donald Trump is a piece of shit and wants to take over. And just here's what is the last thing said to him and goes, that's a good idea. I'm so my ego's so small. All you have to do is just tell me I'm pretty, that my hair doesn't look like it's covered in eagle jizz, and I'm not a fat fuck. Or a pedophile. Just tell me I'm not a pedophile, that I'm not the pedodent 2028. What? Oh, I might be dead by then.
But
Bullshit.
here's the problem though, as Sonny pointed out, we don't support our farmers. No, we do. In fact,
No, we do. We support
we
our
gave
farmers a
them a
lot.
whole bunch.
We,
Biden was the first president to actually give them a genuine leg up with their infrastructure and their, like
Trump
their
had to give them a
reimbursement.
bailout the last time.
Yeah, like we were one of the first ones to do it, and it's like, but guess who? Like, guess what they did? And they knew it came from Biden. They knew, and they voted 70% for Trump.
Yeah.
They did
Yeah.
this to themselves. They know where their crops are going. They know that their crops are being bought from USAID. They
Yeah.
know it's going to China. And yet, what are they doing? We got to get tough on China. They're your number one customer, asshole.
Yeah. Like, do you not read your revenue sheet? Or is it that they're so easily manipulated by a system that lies to them all the time and just
Oh, no,
ignore it?
Sonny, the
They
veterans
ignored
do
it.
it
They
too.
ignored it. Yeah, they
Yeah, the
ignored it.
veterans do it too. We do it too.
Yeah. It's just like,
A majority of ours supported Trump, and now they're all like,
yeah.
they're taking the VA away. They said that,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
why we're out here saying it too. But that's why we're here saying it without the, well, I voted for Trump and now I'm upset that I vote for him. No, I didn't fucking vote for Trump. I didn't vote for this. And my VA healthcare is being dismantled and taken
Yep.
away. My friend's VA healthcare is being dismantled and taken away. Veterans, just in general, their healthcare is being dismantled and taken away. Ken Harbaugh said it the other day on last week on Vet Talk, and he was like, I used to feel special. I used to feel like there was a special status around this, and there's not. Or at least that's what I remember him discussing about this was there's not a special status anymore around being a veteran. It's just we're
Huh.
just another class of people to get fucking beat on and beat down and pushed into the ground. The unfortunate thing is we're the most DEI and diverse group of fucking people in America. You want to talk about the biggest segment of DEI in the country? That's the veterans. That's why they're dismantling. That's what they don't tell you about when they dismantle DEI programs is they're targeted to help veterans. Every single one of those programs was made in essence to help a veteran.
Yes.
And now we're just tearing them apart because guess what? Every single one of you knows a veteran, and there's LGBTQ plus veterans, there's Black veterans, there's brown veterans, there's white veterans, there's Asian veterans, there's Native American veterans, there's African veterans, there's Mexican veterans, there's Canadian veterans. There's veterans from almost every country in the world that
Mhm.
served in our armed services.
They're being deported
So they're being deported. They're being told they're not citizens and deported. They're
because they're
being
not,
fucking
for some
thrown.
reason, they're not automatically citizens.
Yeah, because for some reason after your service, you're not a fucking citizen automatically, which is
Go figure that
horse
one.
fucking shit. Because,
Even
oh,
the French
God
Foreign
damn it.
Legion gives you citizenship, French
Yeah.
citizenship, if you
Yeah,
serve.
we couldn't get rid of that legacy piece of garbage from the Civil War and from slave time. No, we just have to hold on to slavery just in slightly different ways and not give people the opportunity because you serve your fucking country, you should get citizenship, and those who don't, like, what the fuck? Like,
Yep.
that's not that you didn't serve your country then. You just served a country. And
Hmm.
that's not the army. That's not the military. You served the US as a citizen, as though you were going to be a citizen. And everyone should be granted that if you served honorably and didn't get an other than honorable discharge. Like if you weren't dishonorably discharged, you should have your citizenship granted. Boom, like that. Service
Yeah.
contract is done. When you are done your service contract so that they know you have done your service well and there's like a reward at the end, you should get your citizenship. Like that's a reasonable way to get citizens.
Used to be. I mean,
I
used to be.
knew someone who went through basic just for that. Like I met a
Yeah.
dude who did. Incredible dude, didn't get his citizenship.
I had guys that were from, not only, South America, I served with, in the Marine Corps. I had one guy who's from England. He was a British, he was,
Hmm.
UK, citizen UK, and he came over
Yeah.
here. He wanted to be a US Marine. Like, it was that's what he wanted
Yeah,
to
they
do.
can do that. They can do
Yeah.
that. Other soldiers, we invite them. We invite Korean soldiers to do it.
Yeah.
South
And it's
Korean
like, I mean,
soldiers,
this guy was
we have
just some British
partnerships with
bloke
them.
was like, I'm going to go join the United
Yeah.
States Marine Corps. It's like, because he wanted to be a US citizen. And so, I mean, even the Romans had paths to citizenship.
Yeah.
You can get Roman citizenship by serving in the legions. It took 20 years, you know, but you could get it for you and
Hey,
your
maybe you
kids.
have to serve a longer, like maybe you have to serve 8 years to get citizenship or whatever it may be. Like, okay, maybe there's a period to prove your loyalty to the country and that you want to be a member of this nation and abide by its laws and follow its rules and understand its precedents and its norms and traditions, which are being fucking torn down right now.
Yep.
And that's why I'm so pissed off because I learned about the US Constitution and US history from a person who studied US history and the US Constitution and who was a colonel in the US Army. And so I know a thing or two about US history and constitutional law and order and understanding because I had to live it growing up
Hmm.
and I loved history and my favorite classes were our history classes. And this is anti-constitutional. Like the
Yes.
Supreme Court is being anti-constitutional. They're dismantling the Constitution, and it is far beyond time that the people begin to acknowledge that and rise up. And we don't need to do it violently. We are advocating peaceful and patriotic, always peacefully and patriotically until there is no other option. Like I will never say it otherwise. If there's no other option, then what you gonna do?
Right.
Like I ain't going down without a fight. But peacefully and patriotically up until there's no other option. And we will continue to fight peacefully beyond that other option too, because that's how you win. Like that's how you win is we have to win back MAGA. We have to win them. We're thinking of this as a war. If they are enemy combatants, which they're not, they're your neighbors. Like that's the
You
whole
want to
point.
hear? Do you want to hear my grizzly veteran math?
Oh, I do here in a second. Yes.
Yeah.
We have to win these fuckers back. And that doesn't, and you know how we won the war in Iraq? And people can come at me and say, we didn't win the war in Iraq. Yeah, we did. There's still a stable functioning government in Iraq. We won that war. We won the hearts and minds. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Fred.
No,
Veteran
no.
math. Grizzly veteran math.
So grizzly veteran math states this is like in a democracy, I just have to outvote you, right? You know what's going to make it
Yep.
easier to outvote you? Actuarial tables. Starvation and disease might take care of that. And especially if you don't have any social safety net, and if you don't have any crumbling, and you have a crumbling infrastructure, and you don't have jobs, and you have a federal government that is not willing to help you and is not willing to give FEMA, it's like
You ain't there, you can't vote.
if you're in the ground, you can't be in a ballot box. You can't be put in a ballot box. So
So we're going to win back who we can. Sorry. Like, I'm not going to expend my emotional. I just said we need to win them back, and parts of Hearts and Mind is winning them back, but it's also understanding there's not folks that are going to be won back, or there are folks that will refuse until they die that they are
yeah,
right, that what they're doing is right. And you got to give up on some of them. You got to just let it go. You let it go. You don't have to lose them in your life. Just let it go, though. Just let that go and never fucking talk about it with them again. Keep everybody else who will listen. It's a process that we have to do. Hearts and minds, we're destroying a psyop, like a psychological operation on our country. Propaganda is psyops, is
yeah,
military tactics to influence the civilian population to either start or prevent a war. That's
mhm,
what psyops does,
yeah,
or it keeps a government in place. Like keeps your government in place. It keeps you happy, keeps you mad. I talked about it the other day was like, it's sort of like they're playing a game of civilization on us.
mhm,
And these rich fucking people are like using us as little countries in their civilization games and they don't care. They don't care about us. And right now we're at that point in democracy in America where they're like, well, maybe the next best thing is fascism. Oh,
yeah.
and then feudal society, because, fascism did so well for everybody else in history, and feudalism has done so well for everybody else too. Like, it's amazing how few societies are fascistic and feudal these days.
Or and that are successful. And that's the
Yeah,
thing is
and are not failing.
they don't look at see and the thing is like there's not a sort of like for these and here's the thing these people these elites and the people that are brainwashed and propagandized they're not like us. They don't look at like how do I make my country better, how do I make my community better, how do I make my like it's not about this collective action. It's not about this what ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country kind of thing.
Mhm.
What it is me, 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 and what can I get? And it's even
All the
like I
time.
said it before, it's even gone beyond that where it's like, what can I get? And also how can I push you further down so that gap's even wider?
I don't even think it's that anymore. It's not even how much can I get and how much can I push you down. It's just how much can I push, or I guess in terms of like normal people,
Yeah.
it's we've given up on the how much can I get. People don't even want for themselves anymore. They want for the rich guy. They
Mhm.
want for the robber baron. The robber barons and these rich fuckheads. I'm gonna call them robber barons because that's what they're doing. That's what they are. It's the Gilded Ages just without the nice things. Um, they're robbing us blind and making us feel good about it. Like they have made people so brainwashed in this country, me included for a long time. Like my boss, like I was convinced that I needed to work almost 100 hours a week for 2 months. I worked like almost 7 days a week for 2 fucking months, and then they fired me.
Yeah,
They give
I've
me a
been
promotion.
there.
They didn't give me a raise. They didn't
I've
do
been
any
there.
of that. They fired me. And they just
Oh,
let me go.
I've been there too.
Um,
That's why I went into
and
business for myself, you know?
that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now is because I got laid off almost 2.5 months ago. They consolidated my role during a restructuring is how it was put. Like that's what it was. But I can't talk too much about it because I'm contractually obligated not to, and I won't, and I'm not going to break my contract because I don't want money being taken back from me.
Oh,
Um,
same. Yeah, I
is
yeah,
I think I'm upset, but at the same time, I'm free now. I'm free
yeah,
from the system that was beating me down, and I feel like a radical and like, well, one of those people in the books that like you're like, oh my God, the reporter's like, I'm free. I freed myself from the shackles of slavery, and I am unburdened by the past, and I'm willing to step forward into the light. And I fucking feel like that. Like I feel so free right now because I can talk about things. I can say what's needed to be said. I can do what's needed to be done. I can help folks like everybody in our chat and all of our friends in our community and get to meet fucking Lev Parnas. Like, I met Lev fucking Parnas yesterday. Like, I wouldn't have done that 2 months ago. I would have never been able to do that 2 months ago. I've met Qasim Rashid. I get to meet Wajahat Ali here soon, like next week. We're talking to Tim Fullerton, me and Lawrence Winterman in 45 minutes at 12:30 Eastern today to discuss the FAFO 50 event that they're holding with Brian Tyler Cohen. Like this is
yeah,
I've done things that I never thought possible because I've been freed from this stupid system where someone tells me I can't. Like
yeah,
that's the thing is the system has become so fucking broken that they just tell you you can't and you go, okay, I can't. I guess I really can't. I guess I'm just good enough where I'm at. Or I guess the work that I'm doing will eventually it'll get seen. Eventually somebody will see it. But no, they don't. They just steal it. They just take it and call it their own. And you don't ever get any credit because your work doesn't speak
yep,
for itself. You speak for your work. And I learned that the hard way. And now I am literally speaking for my work because that's what I felt I needed to do because I was told I wasn't allowed to speak for my work or my work would speak for itself. Well, fuck that. Go speak up. Go speak for your work. Go speak for the labors you deserve. Work for what they pay you.
yeah,
You want an easy way to fuck the system around without having to lose your job? Work for what they pay you. If
right,
they pay you 7.25 an hour, work like it. If they pay you $120,000 a year as a software engineer somewhere, let's say starting out, and they want you to do mid or senior level tasks, fucking don't. Work like you are getting paid the salary that they're paying you and stop letting them convince you that the only way to get a promotion is by working your ass off more and more and more and by giving your entire fucking life over to them or they'll just arrest you if you're brown. Like that's the
right,
alternative now is you either work your ass off or we're going to profile you and call you a deplorable in our new system, and you're not white enough, okay, goodbye. Go to a labor camp, go do something else, go die in a hole, go fucking get COVID, go get measles, go be RFK's little brainworm and go fucking eat yourself to death because there's not enough brain to survive on, yet you somehow didn't kill the fucker. Come on, bro. Like, you could have done a little bit better job. Like, you could have done a little bit better. We would have all been better off for it. It's a whole bunch of eagle jizz, and it fucking sucks. The Supreme Court is eagle jizzing everywhere right now by taking away the ability and taking away from the using the shadow docket, I think it was yesterday, to allow racial profiling and ethnic profiling to occur. And ICE is going to use that because it's a federal law that they were talking about. And ICE is going to use it in Chicago to see how far they can push before J.B. Prisker doesn't have any more power. They're going to test the limits of their power up until the nth degree and see where it stops. And then they're going to push a little further to see if it sparks something, because they can't do what they really want unless they spark violence, and they need an event to happen. They tried a couple weeks ago by killing 2 kids. Convince me otherwise that that person wasn't a right-wing fucking plant who killed a bunch of people. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. What I am is someone who's smart and who looks at evidence and sees things and is able to make logical connections between this person wasn't who they say they were, and they had a mental illness that caused them to kill children. That mental illness is not trans or being a trans person. That mental illness was undiagnosable by me because I am not a mental health professional or a psychologist. However, they had a mental illness because I have one, and I can see the signs of mental illness in other people that have often sometimes similar traits, except I don't go out and kill people. I go and talk my feelings out to a therapist like a reasonable fucking human being does, who has access to that because, like I started this show out, and as sad as it fucking is, I'm privileged as a disabled veteran to have mental health care in this country right now that cares about me enough to answer the call when I say I need help or I want to commit suicide. Nobody else does.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
what the
and
actual, this person wanted to be committed multiple times. They wanted to commit this person multiple times. They were a danger. Just like the person who killed the guy or the woman yesterday, 2 days ago on the subway, the Ukrainian um, refugee or citizen that was here in the US. He got killed on a subway by someone who should have been institutionalized because the family asked for help multiple times because this person was a danger to society. They're tearing all that away, and they're just going to arrest you now
sure.
instead because it's punitive, and they can get slave labor out of you because slavery wasn't abolished. It was just shifted from the fields to prisons,
Yeah, I mean,
which then went back to the fields.
yeah, I mean, for me, it's the thing that they're going to run into, and you can see this in Fox News, which always is. It kind of astounds me that every time they put out an economic report, they're always stunned that it's bad, right? Which is like they're always stunned, and then they have to pivot and spin it, and I'm like, if you were part of this Big Brother cover up, you wouldn't do that. But what's happening is they're going to run us economically into not a ditch, into a freaking ravine. Like they're
Yeah,
going to run us off a cliff. And
yeah,
if the dollar ever loses, like beyond our weapons and nukes and everything else, if the dollar loses its place as the world's reserve currency, we're fucked.
we're done.
Packing up, like maybe not us poor people, but the elites, oh, they're fucked.
But
Like,
if you have a bond or like a treasury bond or a stock in the
oh yeah, I
U.S.
mean,
Department,
it's
you're
just
fucked. You like shit.
like,
Like,
I mean, it's
the
and so
stock market's up right now for some things. Pretty much AI companies are up. Other than that, everybody else is going down. Like,
until the
that's
AI
what's
bubble
happening.
the AI bubble bursts like it naturally will when,
Oh,
because the MIT study came out and they're like, actually, while AI helps people who are really productive and know how to use it, on the whole, it actually can't replace most workers. It can just
yeah,
help the ones that are more productive be a little more productive. It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay. So from a staffing perspective, no, you can't replace everybody with AI. And,
nope,
all it can do is kind of help people be a little bit more productive in their role. You still have to have them in their role.
yeah. You can't
It
just
can't
get rid of
completely,
them.
yeah, it can't completely replace the role, right?
We're not there yet, guys. Like, we don't have cybernetic beings that are sitting around other than humans
And you're
that are,
already seeing this with Dominion and Virginia. So here's the fun part. Are you ready for your electricity bill to go up 20% year over year because of AI, because of all these data centers they're building and all the water, and your water bill is going to go up too because again, the states with their corporate sponsors are going to give them sweetheart deals and, and then basically that means they're going to pass the cost on to us and we're going to pay more for water and we're going to pay more for
environmental costs
electricity.
too.
And we're going to pay more for groceries because, again, water and electricity are also in all the supply chains. So we're going to pay
And
more for everything else. So and plus you have the tariffs on top of that. At some point, we're going to run out of money.
and we're going to be paying more for healthcare. We're going to
Yeah.
be paying more in healthcare, not just because premiums went up because EPA regulations are gone and the water is going to get polluted, the air is going to get polluted, everything else is getting polluted. Um, Shane Yurick and I have talked about this on Palin Talk over on Banner and Backbone, is they're targeting areas too that are already polluted,
Yep.
like brown zones. Like that's what they're called, is they're like off sites for like hazardous waste. Like some of them are even like military, like nuclear brown zones and black sites that are still irradiated. And they're just going to drop data centers on there and they're going to make poor people work in them, mostly immigrant communities, or now, because all the immigrant labor is going to be gone, guess what? Poor white people, you get to go back to the factory, and so do your kids, because they're
Hmm.
going to shut down your education system and they're going to get rid of child labor laws because
Arkansas.
the National Labor Relation Board is already under attack by multiple major corporations who want slave labor and fiefdoms in
Yep.
corporate towns. And I live in Arkansas where they passed the Learns Act. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, piece of shit. Fucking hate that piece of shit who is, I guess,
Didn't
subservient
you
to
love the
her
fact she
husband.
she left those black cheerleaders stand out in the rain while she was under
Oh yeah.
attack and thought,
Yeah.
what a
What
fucking
a fucking what a she's a piece of work. She's also apparently really subservient to her husband. She even said that again. Um, I didn't vote her husband in as governor. I didn't vote for her, but I sure as fuck didn't vote for her husband to be governor. I'd like a revote then because her husband wasn't an elected official and he doesn't get the say. She's the elected official and she doesn't get to be subservient to him. She makes the rules. And I've seen who wears the pants in that family, and it sure as fuck ain't her husband.
yep.
Anyway, the Learns Act lowered the age, and some of our child labor laws being rolled back, lowered the age of or requirement age for child labor, then added in a high school requirement for only public high school kids to have to work to graduate. You have to give free labor to a business to graduate. You have to slave to graduate. I don't give a shit what you want to call a unpaid internship. It's slave labor. You're not getting paid for your work. If my dad and taught me this early in life, and I thought it was a good lesson. If you're good at something, don't ever do it for free. They
Yeah.
taught you, if you're good at something, do it for free for a really long time for us, and then eventually we might pay you pennies on the dollar for what you're actually worth, because you're not getting your value. If they've convinced us to like oh, raising the minimum wage is bad because McDonald's workers will make more money. Yeah, I want McDonald's workers to make more money because then your salary fucking goes up too. Because guess what? If you're an EMT worker, your salary will go up because all those donations that people are making or those subscription services that towns have to their EMTs, which they do. If you don't believe me, they fucking do. My parents have been paying a subscription service to the EMT and so that they get an ambulance bill of only $55 maximum from our town since I was born. Since before I was born, they've been doing that. It's a donation
Unreal.
and a subscription. That's unreasonable. Those are fucking services that should be fully funded by our government because that's what our government is a service. But our tax dollars are being stolen, and we're being told that you should love it. You're gonna get so wealthy one day.
Trickle down.
All of that money is gonna just trickle down in this golden economy. I'm gonna just golden jizz all over you. All that ego jizz just flowing like golden rain right down on your heads. I'm not in the Epstein files. I didn't write a love letter to Jeffrey Epstein.
America.
Innocent girl on it. No, 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 no. I didn't do. Neither did Les Wexner. You didn't do that either. You shouldn't look into Les Wexner. He's not still alive or anything. The founder of Victoria's Secret. Like, oh, you should look into that guy totally. Nobody says he's the biggest of them all. I've never heard anyone say he's the biggest, but I've only ever heard you should look into him. So we should fucking look into these people because they're tearing our country down for pedophiles. We're literally being torn down by robber barons and pedophiles and greedy pieces of shit who don't give a fuck about us. I never thought I would be this radical as a human being.
Oh yeah.
Like, but I'm not even radical. Like, we're not radical. We're just demanding basic human dignity. And if that is radical, so fucking be it. I'll say it from the rooftops every fucking day.
This is what kills me, man. It's like I was talking about, but like again, conversation last night. It's like, can you imagine, you know, great grandfather or great grandparent comes over from Europe, like my mother's side did, from just horrible circumstance, poverty, you name it, comes over here searching for a better life, right? They end up in a coal town or whatever in West Virginia, and or some other mining town or something else where they had a decent living, better than what they had there, and then the industry moves on, right? And their descendants are there now wearing the freaking King Cole shirts and MAGA and just impoverished and talking about, oh, I love this area. This is my hometown. Do you think their great grandfather or their ancestors would look at them like, are you an idiot? Like, you're willingly giving in to
To
being
everything we
oppressed
fought
and
against.
yeah, the whole thing we fled to get the hell away from.
Yeah.
And you're
My
just willingly
grandparents.
giving it as all these rights, all these protections, all these things that we fought for, and you're just handing them back because, some dipshit billionaire pedophile from New York City who's never worked a day in his life said, like basically sold you a bill of goods. Some crappy real estate hustler that never built anything and is up to his eyeballs in debt to the Russians.
Y'all are so, and the worst part, if they believed in irony, this would be the worst part. Y'all are so afraid of fucking blue state liberals, yet you fell for a blue state Republican who used to be a blue state Democrat who was just a pedophile.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't matter which party he was in. He was in both. They're both disgusting. He was a pedophile then, he's a pedophile now.
right.
He's from a big city. Y'all were so afraid of these big city folks and their slick talk and their buying suits and coming in and raping and stealing your children. Guess what? You voted for the guy who's raping and stealing your children.
Because they used your hate and they knew it would turn you stupid. You've been made
Yeah.
idiot and a fool. And
Yeah.
it blows me away where I'm just like it's frustrating because I remember conversations I used to have with this like in East Tennessee where I was like, you know, I'd have people that they'd have 5, 6, 7 kids. and they're talking all this like Tea Party nonsense, which later became MAGA, right?
Mhm.
And it's like, like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's like, bro, you get Wick and Snap, and I'm
Yeah.
not married and I don't have kids because I pay for every damn thing that I've ever earned from a job. I do without, but yet I'm fighting for policies that help you.
Yeah. And you're fighting
And at a
for
certain point,
policies
you
that
go,
hurt yourself.
yeah, like I'm not because I'm not, getting married. I'm not having kids outside of wedlock because I can't afford them, you
Yeah.
know? Because it's like I'm sitting here doing what I'm supposed to do, which is going to work, going to school, trying to improve myself. So maybe one day I can have children and go ahead and get married and do all that thing. But you are just going to take advantage of this system, and then at some point, you know, are go- it, and you're talking about you want to cut your own. Like I'm trying to stop you taking the knife to cut your own damn social safety net for you and your kids.
Yeah. Like, I'm a good
You know,
example. I went into my wife and I got married, and one of the things we did to get married when we did it, we were both in the army. We got married because it was a financial benefit for us at the time too, and we were able to buy a house. Like, we instead of having a wedding, we bought a house. We
yeah,
didn't waste our money on a wedding. We went to a courthouse, we got married, we had a really nice dinner afterwards with a set of friends who took us out to a wedding reunion or reception dinner just for us and a couple people. It was incredibly lovely. We didn't spend 10 fucking thousand or more dollars. Instead, we bought a fucking house. Like, we made a reasonable life choice and a decision, and we were like, "Oh, hey, look, we can use this system the way that it's intended, so that as two married folks in the army, we can get basic housing allowance so that we can buy and own our own house, and that we have the money to do it, and it's guaranteed income to us because we work our fucking asses off, because soldiers work for slave labor too, for
yeah.
slave wages too. If you don't think it, soldiers are 24/7, three
Oh
sixty
God.
five. That is your contract. You are owned hand, mouth, and foot by the government. Every single entity piece of your being is owned by the government. When you sign that contract, you get paid pennies on a dollar. But my wife and I were smart. We had two kids while we were in the army. We didn't pay for either one of them.
But see,
We knew
here's the
too.
thing.
We
Here's the
made that
thing.
conscious choice to do
But
that.
no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You said you were smart. You had kids while you were in the army. You didn't pay for either one of them. And this is what, like, same thing with the VA and
Well,
all the
I
stuff
mean,
we're
we
talking.
did. They
No,
fucked
no,
our
no, no, no.
careers because
I'm
of
not.
them.
I'm trying to make a point. Is
No, I
like
know you are.
you like is it's same thing with the VA and this privilege. It should be like that for everybody. It
Yes.
should be like I want people to have the same thing I have with the VA.
Yeah.
I want you to not. It doesn't break you to have a child and have a family.
No, it helps
This is
you.
the difference between me and MAGA is
Yeah.
I want your kids to have a good education, MAGA. I want them to have good nutrition. I want them to have good health care. But the difference is I also want it for the immigrant. I also want it for people that don't have the same skin color I do or don't speak
Yeah.
English or as long as they're here and they have
I just
children,
want it.
I want them taken care of because I
Also,
was raised a Christian and that some of that stuff stuck.
isn't it
You know,
more selfish to be like, "Hey, if I pay for it and I get it too." Like, get out of the mindset that it's like you gotta pull yourself it's the pull yourself up by the fucking bootstrap bullshit. You don't have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You've
no,
already done that. We've all already done that. We do it every fucking day. We work our asses off for people who don't give a shit. It's time for the bootstrap to finally pay us back for the labor that we have done, for the laboring that we have provided. It is time to, it is time for a revolution in this country. And I don't mean anything of like the French Revolution. We're not going to that. There will be justice, there will be accountability, and that will be its own ending. We're not there yet. We need to get there. but
No,
we
we
need to
will. I
talk
mean,
about it. We
we're
we need to talk about it because that helps bring it into existence because then they remember that this shit has consequences. Your actions have consequences. And I don't want to keep us on for too long because I got to take a break. I got to take my morning meds actually still before my next show. I don't want to give myself a heart
yeah.
attack. Um,
I'm trying to remember if I took mine.
yeah, like I take meds that actually help my like stress level and make sure I don't have a heart attack. I'd like to not have one. Um,
I'm
but
doing that
s- but
blood sugar thing, like which is
mhm.
help even it out. You know what I mean?
Good, good.
You know.
I'm hoping to start that soon or some of
Man,
it.
well, I'm getting close to 50 now, so it's like I gotta take all these pills. That's why I'm telling you. It's like yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a buddy of mine's
Um,
like, "Oh, dude, you're single. It's like, oh man, you could, you beat these women off with a stick." It's like, first of all, that's assault, and second of all, I'd be afraid they'd take it from me and then beat my ass.
yeah, they're gonna
And I
hurt
can't run
me.
away because if I got bad knees now, you
Yeah, I'm
know,
broke as fuck. They're gonna beat me up.
you know,
I'm gonna just be nice.
that's it. I'm
So
just gonna be like, I'm gonna use that as a walk. It's like that stick is a
I'm gonna use
walking
it as a
stick.
cane. Fuck your stick.
It's a
It's a
walking
walking
stick.
cane now.
You know,
Majestic. Fred is majestic
I'm gonna
with his cane.
not even gonna bother him. I'm just gonna give him ma'am. I won't even say that. They give him the nod now. It's like,
What you need a monocle, um, or a Gandalf costume.
yeah, I'm thinking of it. I was like, I want to, what I want is just to get the flannel,
Hmm.
and the
Get
jeans
it
and
from
just
Vermont flannel. It's
yeah,
comfy as shit.
and then it's just and just get good cap and just be like yeah, wait, it's getting the frost is coming in. I just want to just make random comments about the weather.
Mark Twain it.
Mm. Yeah, that's it.
No. All right, y'all. Thank you
Thanks
for
again for having
joining
me,
us
Nick.
today. Yeah, thanks,
Appreciate
Fred.
it.
Thanks for coming in and joining on another rant. I love these with you.
No
We
worries.
need to decompress from this shit because there's a lot of it. Um, and like I said, somewhere in the show, just to plug for a moment, come join Frederick and himself. Come join Frederick, me, and Lawrence over on Banner and Backbone. And come join me and Lawrence Winterman in about 20 minutes, where we're going to be talking with Tim Fullerton about the FAFO 50 event that they are hosting with Brian Tyler Cohen to support the California redistricting and anti-gerrymandering trigger law proposal. So let's help them out. Let's give them some boosts and go sign up to show up to the Zoom event and their live event that they're doing hosting tomorrow night. Um, and so come to my show in 20 minutes and we'll be talking about it. So thanks, Fred. Join Missives for a Middle-Aged Man. From a middle-aged man? Missive from a
This is from
middle-aged man.
middle aged man. Yep.
From.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I get that article in there right. Missives from a middle-aged man in his prime.
Yep.
Ladies, if there's anyone who is interested and single who'd like to reach out, Frederick does not accept DMs. Do not send unwarranted dick pics that you are forwarding from people who have previously sent them to you that you want to out because of them. He does not accept them. Um,
No. I've already got enough eagle
anyway,
jizz in my life.
yeah, no more eagle jizz for Fred. With that, thank you, everyone. Let's stop being sick of this shit and let's start doing this shit. And I'll see
No,
y'all
have a
in
good
20
one.
minutes. Thanks, Fred.
Bye.